Yeah, good evening everyone. I just want to show you today the first lab of our CCNA 200. Let me just write CCNA 200-301. That's our first lab. So what we do, we need to focus on layer 2 reachability. So today the lab is simple. We have one switch and two hosts. So let's get going here. Okay, so here we have the purpose of this lab is for you to learn and understand how to configure and troubleshoot and verify layer 2 standard VLANs, which start from 1 to 1000 range in numbers. Okay, so let us go here. I double clicked. So this is, so let me just check if we have show VLANs, if we have 1000 to 1001, because we have 1 to 1000. Where is it? 1 is the default, and we have to 1001 because we don't have 1002 here. Do you see it? There is no 1002. Sorry, there is no 1001. So because from 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, these are reserved. Not reserved, is for all the technology. So you see, FDDI, default token ring, FeedNet, Ternet, these are all legacy technology. So it's not using anymore. So we have from 1 to 1001. That's why we put here from 1 to 1000 range in numbers. Okay, good. That's we have that. The second thing that we need is to task 1, configure VLAN 2, 3, and 4 on switch 1 and assign interface gig 01 into VLAN 2. Okay, so let's do that first. Let's show, if I say show MAC address, show MAC address dynamic. Yeah, I don't have anything because the switch, they just connected to this. These two hosts are connected to the switch, so there's nothing is lengthy now. But this is a gig 0/1. That's why the lab tells us we have to configure VLAN 2, 3, and 4 on switch 1, which is this one, and assign interface gig 01, which is this one, into VLAN 2. Okay, so here first we have to do, before we do anything else, we have to change the name, the switch, into switch 1, because now SW1 now it just says switch. So if we hit enter, we have, instead of just a switch, we have a SW1, so it matches our name in here, SW1, switch 1. Okay, to configure VLANs, we have to say like VLAN. We can configure two different, three different ways. We can say VLAN, because the VLAN is that required. VLAN 1 is already default, so we need to VLAN 2, 3, and 4. So we can say VLAN 2, and then we give comma 3, we give comma, and 4. We can do that way, or we can either configure one is at a time. So VLAN 2, enter, VLAN 3, enter, VLAN 4, enter. So what we have to do, when we say VLAN 2 and we say press enter, we have to exit out. So we have to do, when we create a VLAN, we have to exit and then come back, so the VLAN creates itself. But now that's the second option. The third one is VLAN 1 2 4. So let us try 1. So if we got this one, we created VLAN 1 to 4 just like that. If we type exit and say do show VLAN, we see VLAN 2. Sorry, I wrote like instead of VLAN 2 I put a VLAN 1, but it's okay, VLAN 1 is already the default. So do show VLAN, we have VLAN 1 is the default, it already is there, so it's always there because all the ports are assigned to VLAN 1 by default. But we have 2, 3 and 4. So if I want to delete, I have to go here and say no VLAN 1 to 4. So it says default VLAN 1 cannot be deleted or might not be deleted. So what I will do, instead of VLAN 1, I will say VLAN 2. And then if I say do show VLAN, then we don't have this. We do not have VLAN 1. We do not have VLAN 2. No, we still have. So we have to exit, to take effect, and then we have to go back and say even without that we don't have it, because I was referring all configuration. So we don't have VLAN. This VLAN 10 I created earlier today, so let me delete that one as well. No VLAN 10. So now if I show VLAN, we don't even have a VLAN 10 as well, so I don't need to exit out. Okay, so that's one way. So this is the way that we configure it. We said instead of VLAN 1 to 4, but we don't need VLAN 2 to 4. It's already created. If you do that, so we can say 2 and then heaven and then 4. That's one way to configure. The other way is 2, 3, and 4, then we create. So now if we say do show VLAN, we will not see VLANs because we have to exit out. So now let us see. We don't see. Do we see any VLANs that we created? 2, 3, 4? No. This one is 1002, 1003, and 1004. So what you have to do, you have to exit so the VLANs can be created. Now we exit out. Before we were config/VLAN, config-VLAN, and now we are just config. So if we say if we type in do show VLAN, now they have been created VLAN 2, VLAN 3, VLAN 4. So these are the ways you can create. There is another way that you can create. If you go to interface 0/1, it says like unassigned to VLAN gig 01 /1 into VLAN 2, but I want to show you the different VLAN so you can see it. That there is the third way that you can configure VLAN. Now if I configure another VLAN that is not specified in our lab, I just want to show you that you can create the VLAN in here as well. So if we say switchboard mode switchboard access VLAN 10 for example, or 20. If I create 20, now you know what it says. It says the VLAN does not exist, but it is created. So now if I exit out, or if I just say do show VLAN, I have VLAN 20 here. That is another way that you can create VLANs. I don't need VLAN 20 here. I need VLAN and also no VLAN 20. No VLAN 20. So if you say do show VLAN, we don't have VLAN 20 here now. You only have 2, 3, and 4, and 1 is default. Okay, now interface, we have to go to the second lab. This is an assign interface gigabyte 0/1 into VLAN 2. So we have to assign VLAN to gig 0/1 switch port access VLAN 2. So if you say do show run interface gig 0/1, then we have the interface, and then we have the switch port VLAN 2. So we assigned as an access port and as a VLAN 2. So you have to assign access and then VLAN. So switch the command to assign interfaces into VLAN is switch port access VLAN and then the VLAN number here. Good. That we have done the task 1. Task 2, assign interface gig 0/1 on VLAN 2. So this is not going to be 1, it's going to be gig 02. So let me just change here, gig 02 into VLAN 1 on switch 1. Okay, so we are here again. Okay, I exit out, and then interface gig 0/2 switch port not mode, yeah, switch port access VLAN 2. And then if you say show run interface gig 0/2, then we have to see the VLAN is assigned. Good. So I mean this is done as well. So we assign the VLAN 2 and we assign the VLAN 2. Okay. The lab says third, configure IP addresses to PC1 and PC2 accordingly. PC1 and PC2, we have to click these guys, and then we issue IP 192.168.1.255.255.255.0. Then it's checking for duplicates. So to make it easier, I'll just copy this one, and then I will go to PC2. I will just change the last octet here and make it 2. So checking the duplicate, and it's going to be fine. It's fine. So now this guy is .2, PC2 is .2, and PC1 is .1. Okay, so now let's go back to the lab. That's a task 3, so we've done task 3. Task 4 is verify your VLAN configuration using the relevant show commands and verify the reachability of the host. So now let's go back to the switch and then verify our configuration by show run. So let me make it a bit bigger here. Show run, and then if you keep going down now, we have gigabyte 0/1 assigned VLAN 2, and gigabyte 0/2, which is this one, assigned in VLAN 2. Okay, so now if we are okay, if we say show ARP or show MAC address, dynamic, we have but already two MAC addresses being lent by the switch. So already CDP and all those type of things started to kick off, and ARP as well. So you already automatic ARP has gone through to the switch. So the switch already know the interface which host is connected, because as you know, switches they work with MAC addresses, and the routers work with an IP address, but it's always they resolve it from MAC address to IP address. So now we have gigabyte 0/1 and connected, the host connected. So these IP addresses, if we go here and PC1, if they show ARP, it doesn't have anything. So show MAC address. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's not working. So what we're gonna do now, we have to verify the reachability. So the command is that where is it? The command is now that we verified that we have our assignment, gigabyte 0 is like interface gigabyte 0/1 and 0/2. They have VLAN 2 and VLAN 2. So if we say show VLANs, then we have our VLANs VLAN 2 and 3 and 4 as a lab told us to do. But the last thing that we have is to verify reachability between the hosts. So if I go here now and copy this one and say, because this one is a PC1, this one is PC1 here, PC1 here. So if we need to have reachability on PC2, we have to ping. And now as you can see, it is pinging. It is pinging. So if I go to switch now, show MAC address, okay, show ARP, it's not showing. But if I go to router to PC and say show ARP, we have the ARP. So the ARP, this MAC address is for this PC2, and the reason is that because if we go to switch 1, the IP address the MAC address associated to this interface is from this guy. So let us compare. 0050, normally is the last one, 7966 and 6801, 7966 6801. You see, because the format is a bit different, but 7966 6801 796, because 0050 is all the same. 0050 here, all the same. But 7966 7966 6801 6801. So that means like we have router 2, and at the same time this one shows you the IP address associated. So this is .2, as I showed you here, .2. So it is pinging. If we go to router 1, to host 2, and say show ARP, it has the MAC address of host 1, which is this guy. And if we go to the switch, if we have 7966, both of them are same here, but here 6801 on gigabyte 2 0/2, which is host 2, but the host 1 is, or BC1 is 6800. So if we go back here, 6800, you see, associated with this one. So we have verified exactly, successfully we configured and verified our command design. And I hope it has been informative for you, and thank you very much, and see you next time. Have a good day.